What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino. How you feeling today?
I feel great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel real good.
You excited for this show?
I'm nervous for this show.
Because
This is the first show I've done in a long time that I'm actually noticeably shaken by.
Be so
nervous.
Tim, the pure one over there, and I have been talking all day, and we can't fucking wait, ladies and gentlemen.
This is gonna be good.
This is so worth the $1 because
Stretch.
the legendary,
Yeah.
the infamous,
Hello, everyone.
the Scarpino you all wanted to see is finally here. Matt Scarpino.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
You are
I'm very excited to be here.
Nick
Greg.
Scarpino's big brother.
I am his big and older
It's
brother.
the bigger,
yes.
badder version of me.
Yes.
At one point, I was not this big, and then he was big, and then we switched.
Yeah, we swap bodies.
We
Same
did
dick
swap.
though.
Same dick
We
size.
do have the same penis.
Same dick.
Yeah.
It's more like just the end of it is the same.
No, it's the shaft.
the
You
little-
think the
little
shaft is
cut
still
where
the same
the-
penis?
comes
The
out?
shaft has a pretty.
There's a lot of
distinct-
similarities.
Yeah, there's
We'll get into
similarities.
why we know that later.
I was going to say strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in for probably what will become the most edited Game Over Greggy show.
tell
The most redacted
Yeah,
Game
I'm
Over
looking
Greggy
over
show.
at Kevin's notepad over there. He's got one page left in this fucking
He's
like
going to need a new notepad. by the end of this
1940s
one,
detective
for
notepad that he's
sure.
You might want to type. There's gonna be a lot.
There's going to be a lot to get. I'm going to get right into it. Usually we do the thing. The whole first topic, I believe, is bullshitting around. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we might as well get through the rigmarole.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You're not gonna go into the.
This is the rigmarole.
Okay.
If you didn't know,
I've been
ladies and
waiting for a long
this
time. That's why.
is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get each and every episode early, along with a bunch of exclusive perks, including an exclusive episode every month. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Head to youtube.com/kindafunny, where you can get the show for free day by day, topic by topic, until we post the entire show is one big MP3 and video for free the following Friday.
And it's worth $1, especially this month, because this month the exclusive is going to be just those two.
Right.
Talking.
Well, now I'm trying to run through. Yes, that totally makes sense. If you're listening to this and you're a Patreon person, on Friday you're listening to this, it should go up Sunday, their exclusive episode.
Yeah. And if you're not,
Then
just do it anyway.
do it anyway, and you get access to
the
the 16 exclusive episodes
Yeah.
we ever put up.
The
All
most
for
important
$1.
one is going to be this one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they come up when we lock them in this room and leave them with the mics and Kevin.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the exclusive. It's just one-on-one.
You guys won't
talking
even
about-
see it?
No,
We'll
I'm
watch it
a
later.
patron. I give $40
Yeah.
to us every month. I'll see what happens.
You should give more. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Okay.
So, the topic number 1 is Matt's topic. And topic number 1, Matt's topic, is just we get to talk to Matt and ask him every
I did
question
say
we've ever
that,
wanted.
yes.
We've ever wanted to ask about Nick. But first, you brought us gifts.
I did bring
going
gifts,
on and
yes,
what do we do?
absolutely. Well, I thought Colin was going to be here.
Oh, right. Colin's dead. Everybody.
So
Sorry.
Colin's, he's somewhere we're not allowed to say.
No, you're allowed to
He's in
say
jail.
he's in San Diego
He's
as
in San
usual.
Diego. But I thought I wanted to, because you guys are always drinking on the show, so I thought, I always tweet or text Colin about bourbon, so I brought a little thing that we can maybe crack open as a thank you, and also I'm proud of you guys for your first year.
Thank you.
As a big brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Since you have a big brother, you have a
Little
little brother.
brother.
He is the big brother.
You are the big brother because I want to be your big brother, and
Good.
Kevin, I want to be your big brother, and you're an only child.
Yeah.
So I'll be your big brother, and I am his big brother. So
So you're
I love
everybody's big
this.
brother.
I got you guys' back.
One of the things I don't think you get enough credit for, because we talk about you all the time in the context of
I
brotherly
hear all-
love and whatever.
that's right. I hear all
but
the
you
shows.
also were one of the big. You made Kind of Funny Live happen for us.
Super excited.
We
about
didn't
that,
know
yeah.
what we were doing back then. You came out and helped. You're already planning number 2 with us.
Yep.
Right
Fucking
now.
whipping shit into
Yes,
shape.
Yeah.
I am honored to be producing with you on that.
We love you. Thank you for your help.
It's going to be badass.
Okay.
I want it to be badass. I want you guys to be bigger,
Okay.
better, faster,
I
stronger.
appreciate that.
Well, we're not getting faster or stronger. Probably.
Yeah, faster's not in the cards.
Yeah.
Neither
the hell?
is- let's be
The
honest,
rest of the
neither is
things,
skinnier. None of us
No,
are
no,
getting
no. This
slim.
is-
All right,
this is
settle
just
down,
going to-
settle,
this is gonna get-
Kevin.
We're all
Help
just
me.
kind of slowly lulling
No,
into
Kevin
fatness.
can't help you. Kevin can't help you. All
gonna
right, I'm gonna dig into
Yeah,
this.
let's go
All
for
right,
it. Let's do
What
it.
we
Let's
got?
do it.
Ah,
So this is something I
yes.
actually
40,
had.
It is
I was-
not for you.
I was at a restaurant with my wife the other night, and we had some. It was like a bourbon and burger place.
Yes.
In Los Angeles, and
If you're at home, it's High West whiskey Campfire, which I like because it has a smoky flavor to it.
That's correct.
Had it. I tried it once. I lived a little large one day at Hard Water in San Francisco and had some of it there.
Okay.
It's delicious.
It's pretty good.
Delicious.
You guys open these now.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna open this. Keep opening this.
Oh, there's some heft to
Now,
this.
see, Porty thinks
they're
it's
just-
a bark box because he can smell cardboard. He knows that cardboard signifies bark box usually.
So these are just little, just because I didn't know, I assumed, but I wanted more custom glassware in the show.
Oh,
But I
Man,
bought
you're already-
two sets because there's not really just 4 of you.
never.
Sometimes 5.
Oh, do I
I
have
love
to
you,
give
Kevin.
You have to give
you
Kevin
have to give
some
Kevin
too?
one. Yeah, that's how we roll. We're Italian. Everybody's got a drink.
It's not for you. It's not. It's just a box.
And then if you have other guests, obviously, if you want them all to be the same. So I don't know if you want to drink out of these.
Oh,
or
we're
drink,
drinking
or you're
out of
gonna
these,
drink
yeah.
out of these. All right, we'll
Do we need to
crack 'em open.
wash them first? Is that a thing?
I mean,
You're about to
we're
drink-
already
you're about to drink
shooting
whiskey
this episode.
like a man. Don't get up here now and ask me about this. But yeah, we should have washed them. We're probably gonna get
Yeah,
cancer.
we're probably gonna get.
Well, I
brain
mean,
cancer.
the boxes are sealed. I mean, it's not like underwear. I wash my underwear.
You wash your underwear before you
Yeah,
wear
I
it?
wash everything before I put it
Really?
on.
Really?
I don't wash
No, because you know
anything.
how they have that. There's like a thing
film,
on the
film.
fabric,
Yeah.
and then it makes me itchy. And every time, and my wife's always
got
like,
keys,
"No,
Mikey?
you can't.
Kevin's
You don't
got
have to
his
do that."
knife. Kevin, can I
Oh,
see
I
your
got really
Leatherman,
strong
please?
keys. Like it's really sharp on the end.
All right, Kevin, you failed as usual.
Nope. What are you
Don't throw
doing?
knives,
Why would
Kevin.
you throw the knife?
It's not
with
open.
it open. He opened it.
It was open.
Oh, was it?
I always joke.
Kill Portillo right now.
Porty's invulnerable to knives. Everybody knows that. All right, God damn it, it needs the knife. I couldn't do it, Tim. Your key didn't fit in this glass. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Nick.
crack one open, dude. You're welcome.
So Matt,
Yes, sir.
brief synopsis of yourself.
Yeah,
How old are you? How long did you live with Nick? Where do you live now? What do you do?
that's kind of more than. That's a lot. Okay, so let me. I'm 40. I turned
Okay.
40 in October.
Yeah.
I'm 5 years older than Nick. 4 years.
Depends
some
on
change.
the month. Yeah, usually 4.5 years.
Yeah, he was born. I was born in 75. He was born in 80.
Right.
Went to school for theater. I was an actor for a couple of years, and then figured out that I wanted to do kind of design and tech stuff.
Okay.
Went to grad school, MFA in set design, MFA in tech direction. Is it good? Pour it. And then I kind of just worked everywhere. I just kind of got as many side gigs before I became like kind of a cool full-time set designer.
Okay.
And it's hard to
So
talk and drink.
set designing. What is it? Or are you doing? You're doing movies. You're doing.
So set
stage
design for
plays?
theater is actually just what's on stage.
Okay.
But then I kind of slowly moved into like TV, art direction, a little bit of that. But then when I started my company, I thought I would, build everything because you could actually make more money doing that.
Ah, yes.
So,
Making
and then
money's
recently, in no small part to you guys, I kind of hit my line and I said, well, if the boys are going to quit their job, I'm not quitting my job, but if I was going to quit my job, because I own the company, you can't really quit a job when you own the company.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could close the company down. Let's do this though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because
cheers,
this will go into
cheers.
my toast. To the 5 men.
Oh wait, hold on. Kevin never got poured.
What? No, get over here. I'll get it for him. 5 men, 6 men. Colin's not here. It's like blasphemy. Sorry, Colin. when
little
you
for
hear
Kevin
this.
because he can't handle it.
It's true. He cannot.
So I
hold
just
his
wanted to say congratulations to you guys. I'm super proud of you. Every day, there's not one day that goes by that I do not refer to something you gentlemen are doing
Thank you very
in our
much.
daily life. So everyone I know looks up to you. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
first
you.
year.
Another.
Thank you all.
You gotta look eye. Always look eye. Jesus,
That was strong. That was strong.
Oh yeah. See, it's that smoky.
Did you get
stuff.
the? Do you
And
see how it
can't describe
finishes?
it.
Sauce.
You
No,
can't
it's not
describe it,
that.
but
It's
there
not
it
that
is.
bad
I like
though.
that.
No, it's good. It's really smooth.
It's got, but then it's got,
Maple
but it has that campfire flavor at the back. You know what I mean?
It's like somebody rubbing your back, Greg.
It is. I like it quite a bit.
But from the front.
Okay,
you know?
I don't know.
You
what-
feel, you feel it
It's
here.
like somebody rubbing your chest and dick.
See, I'm trying to be professional and not say the
Oh
word dick.
God!
And
Shut
this
up.
fucking
Both
guy.
of
No,
you
because
give
I would not
Both
do
of you
that.
just give up on that. Yeah, I know you're all trying to act like you're not going to screw it all up and be weird.
I give up
and
on that, like,
crazy.
Do you know how scared Nick is? Like
I'm not scared. I
he's
gave up on
shitting
that a long
himself.
time ago. It's just, it's seeing my brother on the podcast now is awesome. It's a little surreal, but it's awesome. But it's also comes with that. It reminds me of when I first started. Of not that you're gonna fall into this pitfall at all, but of like me constantly trying to censor myself because of trying to sort of work through needing to sort of what it meant to be an on-camera personality versus a producer, and then eventually that just got too goddamn hard. So I
And
started
you just let
making
the
a lot of
seduce
dick
take
jokes.
over.
Yeah, you know, you got to be you. You got to do you.
I honestly, looking at it now, I think it's our best shirt. Is that shirt? that we
Producer,
wear.
seducer, 100%.
It's fucking awesome.
Kindoffunny.com/store.
It's beautiful.
It still bothers me that it's not slash seducer. The slash is in the wrong place, kind of whatever. But like,
It
it's
makes,
fucking
it
sick
makes perfect
though.
sense.
You're right. It is.
It's
in the wrong.
fucking sick.
I always like it when I wear it somewhere and people don't know what it is and they just read like, "Oh, you're a producer," and they don't read the second part. I'm like, "No, it's this
It's
thing."
like, no, I'm.
gonna
seducer.
You're like
seduce
also,
you.
if I were a
Seducing you.
producer, I wouldn't wear a shirt that said producer. That would be weird.
the
Who made a
director
shirt that
sits in
says
a chair
talent?
that says director.
Yeah, I'll make you one that says talent.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Also, when this is fucking
salad.
Avatar, remember? We're gonna get to your career, Matt. We're gonna get to your career, but I want to talk about your personal life,
Oh God.
and I want to know your most embarrassing Nick Scarpino story.
Holy
Whatever
shit.
that
that's where
triggers
this is
for
gonna
you,
go.
whatever
Most
that.
embarrassing
We're,
Nick
we're
Scar-
gonna
What
talk
do
to
you-
him about everything. We're talking about everything today.
All right.
But I want to start right with the good stuff.
You want to go right?
I want to
It's
know.
like-
You want to jump into the
People
pool?
because
what they want.
Right into the deep end.
Spoilers, so we don't tread too much ground. I think Tim's topic is your career. I want to talk about everyone in this room has brothers except me. I want to talk about brothers and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
But I don't. I have to. I want to hear the story of like the first time you just ever, or the big. When I say embarrassing Nick, you just go that time and you shake your head and you're all disgusted by him and his beard.
No.
When did he embarrass you? Is that,
I don't. Never.
It's usually been quite the opposite.
No, I was going to say, I don't think Nick's ever embarrassed me. I think that there, okay, so I can think of a story where there was a moment where we were working. Okay, wait. I did actually. Shit, I knew this was going to happen
where
too.
it's gonna go. This is the worst. This is like it's like sitting in a room,
So-
a dark room, and not knowing where someone.
And it's funny because I was talking to Chris Torno about this too, what story I would tell, because he's like, they're going to ask you stories. But I wasn't embarrassed, but it was a moment of, and I don't know if we said this, but if I talked about this before, but anyway, so I was doing a job where it was an outside gig, so that was like a live thing, and we were loading in the show at the San Juan Capistrano mission. So like we're inside the walls of the mission and we're setting up the stage and setting up the set, bleachers, everything. So my team's doing all of that stuff. And at the time, Nick was doing videography. So I was like, hey, dude, you want some extra cash? We can hang out. All my boys love Nick. He's sweet. So he's so he's like, sure, I'm gonna come. And I was like, great. So then I said, so we're all staying in these hotels in San Juan Capistrano. You gonna be there? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Right? And he winks at me. And I'm like, great.
He winks at you.
So he's like, everything
did not wink. There
Everything's
was no
gonna be fucking
wink that
great.
happens.
This story is 90% accurate. So then he says to me, Kevin, can you stop laughing while I'm talking? Thanks. So he says to me, I will be there. And so I think it was before cell phones.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be before cell phones, maybe? Pagers?
No, this
It's my second year of grad school.
But
This
this
is
would
my
be like
second
the
year of grad school.
Nokia cell phone era.
So it's been 1999, 2000.
Yeah.
Summer of that era.
Gotcha.
He says to
then I was
me,
still in college. at the
I
time,
will
then.
be there, but first I have to go to the Summer Sanitarium concert. And I went, I don't know what that is. And he said, it's Metallica, Megadeth, Kid Rock, whatever.
It was Metallica, Tool, System of a Down, Power Man 5000.
Oh yeah.
meant-
And Metallica
No,
was obviously
this-
was clearly the headliner in that lineup. And Korn, I believe Korn was on there too.
Korn was on
Freak
the line,
Unleashed.
yeah.
So it was my first. It was probably one of my first and only concerts, and I'd been invited by some of my friends that were like, "Hey, we're gonna get tickets." It was the only time I've ever said yes, and then gone to a huge mega concert because it was the Coliseum at USC, and it was fucking awesome. But I had booked this gig the next day with Matt that I had to be there. I think the call time was
5 a.m.
5 a.m. or something like that.
Oh, no.
And if you've ever gone to any sort of concert ever, they don't usually wrap at 8 o'clock at night to get you home. And plus, this was in LA, and I had to go all the way down to San Juan Capistrano, which is South
God.
Orange County.
It's about a 2-hour drive.
It's about a 2-hour drive.
and then leaving a concert at an extra 2 hours.
I had an extra 2 hours.
With friends.
So
in the
I got in at I think I got to my I think one of my friends dropped me off because he lived close by. He lived in one of the cities neighboring, and I think I must have got in at 4:15. And I walked into the room. This is when Matt was sort of like I don't want to say using us as slave labor, but there was about 6 or 7 people crammed into a room, and it looked a lot like one of those cargo containers that they bring people over with.
Of course.
Where it's like, hey, if you say anything, we'll fucking throw you off. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. So I try to find a spot on the floor, right? And as I finally nestle in next to like two of his unpaid workers, I lay
First of all,
down.
let's stop. They're not unpaid.
They're undocumented.
Not-
Very different.
we
That's
commented that
completely
we just don't have
different.
his social security number.
Let's keep moving.
So I lay down like in between these two fucking sweaty dudes, and I'm like, normally I'd be super happy about this, but
That's not true at
right
all.
around like 4:15,
you had
I
space on the bed.
So I
You
laid
laid
down.
on a bed. At
I didn't want to disturb
30
anyone, but I
minutes.
didn't realize it hadn't clicked to me what time it was. So as I'm laying down, the guy next to me is like, "Oh, thanks," and starts getting up to start to get showering and all that stuff. So I got about maybe 15, 20 minutes of sleep. And I was also not driving that night, so I was
No.
drinking, doing all that sort of fun stuff. So Matt, and this was back when Matt was You were a lot more. Well, you're pretty much of a ball buster now when you run a crew, but you were a fucking asshole back then.
I was an asshole.
And not only that, you were. There's two ways. Like
That's correct. That's correct.
He wanted to make sure.
Mr. Scarpino, I was an asshole. Thank you. Next question.
He wanted to make sure that everyone knew that he had hired me.
I'm gonna stop you
no,
right there.
No, let me get this out because this is important.
I didn't
this is
fucking
important.
say that.
This is important.
Because when I tell this story, they're gonna go, "Oh, that's typical Nick." Yeah, keep going.
No, here's what
This
had
is not the
happened.
punchline.
Was
bitch.
that Matt would
Go ahead,
hire
keep
me.
talking. Keep
He would
fucking
hire
talking.
me, and then
Dare you?
he would be super extra mean to me, so that everyone on the crew knew that if he was that mean to his own blood, like what was he gonna do to you if you fucked up? And so for the longest time, he would just like actually when he was pissed at me, he used to have he would just refer to me as just his penis. He'd be like, "You can get up, penis." And I'm like, that's.
I didn't refer to him
degrading
as my penis
just penis.
because at the time I treated my penis better. I'm talking about
But I also, to be
But I
fair,
don't
this was
remember
like
saying
this was
penis.
around a time when I was, I was
You were kind of a
20
dick.
and I was a lazy shit. So
You were
I
fat.
was like, I'm a
You were
film
bigger.
school
You
student.
were
but
larger.
I was larger.
You were
I was a big boy.
larger. You enjoyed.
I
Things.
enjoyed.
You enjoyed
Carl's
carbs.
Jr. I enjoyed green burrito quite often. So he would kick my ass. So knowing that, we get
Not
to the
physically,
venue
though.
at like 6 o'clock. The fucking sun's not even up. Even God's not watching us, and we're at a freaking mission down in San Juan Capistrano. And Matt has this gigantic 20-foot truck that he's got this set in. And this is when you were first starting off with set design. And you had to work with your budget normally, and your budget would only allow that you would buy this particular type of steel that I think to this day was fucking heavy.
No, because it was year 2, so all the stuff was in a storage unit. Remember, I had to shut the street down.
Oh, that's
without
right. Year
permits?
1 was on the polo.
Yeah, I didn't have any permits, so I just put guys in orange vests from Home Depot and said, just stand over there and look like you're
I
in
love
case we
that.
get a regular
so
car,
clarification,
one car.
the vests were from Home Depot. The guys were documented workers.
Okay, so but hold on.
College students.
So this because this is the
They
problem.
could have
'cause,
worked at Home Depot for all I know, but
okay,
they
so
weren't.
if this is like any show on Showtime or HBO, now we're gonna cut to my story. So I'm at the
What is this,
hotel,
The Affair?
livid, because
At 4 in the morning?
Like at 2 o'clock. I'm like, where the fuck is my brother?
Gotcha.
Because he's not letting me know. Now he gives me this bullshit of like, well, I had to go home, this chick, and then I'm driving, and the 5 was closed, and I was
no
like,
chick.
this is bullshit. This is bullshit because you said the 5 was closed for construction. You were late. He shows up. He's kind of drunk. He lays in bed. Half an hour later, alarm goes off, and I go, cool. He's up and ready to go. Great. We move the shit in. It's really hard. It looks like an Indiana Jones film because stuff is like being Sherpa'd down this hill, not the way I normally work.
Yeah.
We start laying this stuff in. It gets around like 1 o'clock.
He underplayed it.
What are
It
you
was
talking
a
about
fucking mission
underplaying?
where you weren't allowed. There was one way in, one way out, and it was like a half-mile run that you had to walk.
Okay,
with
normal
this, and they
people
didn't
call
want
that
you-
work.
They didn't want you screwing around. Like,
Mister, I used to carry a fucking camera.
because it was like gravel.
Shooting people like doing like fucking informational videos and weddings.
So we had to carry these pieces of scenery, like I shit you not, a
fucking
quarter
ridiculous.
of a mile, maybe 2 miles. I don't even know. It might have been only 40 feet, but it felt
it's
like
40 fucking feet.
It was
I don't
40
know
feet.
shit. You're an idiot.
But they were all like 200. They were like 200-pound pieces of staging that we had to carry. So by, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, no, not even, like 30 minutes into it, my hands wouldn't close. I couldn't physically get them to close.
I felt
That and every time I would falter a little bit,
Dr. Phil, it's like, Nick,
he
what
would
you have
scream
to
at me and
do
be like,
is
"Hey,
not
butthead,
do
what are you
that.
doing over there?"
You're being a pussy right now.
Yeah. So continue with your story.
Oh, now you're going to let me talk? Is this how this goes down?
Have you heard this podcast?
I'm from episode 1 when you used to talk really fast and cut everyone off. Yes. And I used
So,
to go like
it's
this.
the
I
same.
wish you would just shut the fuck up and let Colin talk.
Yeah, but to be
Because
fair,
one of
to be
them
fair-
could be a PhD in history and one of them could not.
Sure, but if you let Colin talk, Colin
It's
will tell you
fascinating.
his opinion and your opinion.
Who gives
and
a
the
shit? He's
opinion you
super
should have,
smart.
and then we're done with the
Whatevs.
topic.
Whatever.
Back to you. Come on now.
Okay,
Don't
so here's where I'm at.
Don't go to his level.
Here's what I'm at. Here's what I feel like we're
You're
doing
in my
this-
world
I feel
now.
like we're this.
I'm gonna broker a
No, this is what
between
this
the
is what it
Scarpino
is.
clan.
This is what it is. He's like our what is it the therapist when you get married, and I'm like, well, Greg, here's the problem with him, and then then
Yeah.
you're like, what Matt's saying really is that he doesn't like it in the ass. That's what Matt's saying. Okay, so basically, which might not be totally
true at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Not
So,
even
anyways,
close
so we get to.
The mission. You're at the mission.
The mission. We're loading the shit in.
You'll take what I got to
The
give you.
stuff is in, and then it's break time. So the Nick disappears, and he's in like Father Junipero Cerro's like wine
Real thing.
vat.
Not being,
like it's like
not
you
being
go
silly.
down into this thing and where they used to keep the grapes, and he like lays down. And one of my lead guys, this guy named Brian, said, "Hey, we can't find your brother." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he found him, and he goes down there. He's like, "Dude, we're back from break." And what Brian told me doesn't really make that much sense, but he kind of said something like Nick kind of like sloughed it off. He's like, no, it's fine. My brother's like in charge or whatever you might have said in your like copious craziness. So Brian comes over to me and he did say, yes, your brother just said this. And I was like, and I was dealing with some shit and I just went fucking ballistic.
I was going to say,
and I stood on the edge of the fucking thing and I was like, get the fuck. And I just started screaming in the walls of a mission.
Yeah.
With like, you know, the garden angel old ladies planting. Like, we're already crying because we killed their garden to put a stage on top of it and all this shit. And like priests, you know, like monks, like, oh God. And I'm screaming, goddamn, fuck, shit, piss, like whatever my,
whatever decided to come out.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, I was angry, but
there was some.
It wasn't because you remember. I would have done that with anyone. But anyway, so he gets up and he's pissed and he starts moving. And so that was like morning, afternoon. We go to lunch. He comes back and I knew this would happen because a lot of people get reared after lunch because you eat and then you're like kind of tired.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't want to do anything. It's sunny. It's like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So we're all talking about the next
There's no
move.
shade whatsoever in this fucking place. Whoever built this mission.
And Brian
up.
again goes, where the
fucked
fuck
up.
is Nick? And we're like, I don't know. And we all kind of turn and he's literally by this tree. Like doing a fucking kata on this he's all fucking legs, spinning kicks. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And Brian's like, is he okay? And I was like, go over there and see if he's having a fucking heart attack. Like, and he did like this fucking roundhouse and hit a tree limb. And I was like, all right, well, when we get to dinner, I guess let Nick sleep. And then that's what happened. We went to dinner. He's like, I can't go. And he slept for like 15 hours and then worked the next day. That was not embarrassing, but it was a like,
No, that's pretty embarrassing.
it's not embarrassing. Well, it wasn't embarrassing for me. I was just kind of pissed that it was that I told you, do not go to the concert if you want to work this gig. And you did, and you fucked everything up for the day.
First I already paid the $100 ticket. So, and you were only paying me about $1 to be there per hour. So that would have been out.
That's not true at all.
$90.
That's my favorite story though, because like literally, and it was like you were backlit from the sun. It was like a whole movie moment.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
I don't know what I was doing. I think I was at
You're
that
finding your
point
cheeks.
But
delirious.
so
No,
you're
he's
not
fucking
going to contest that
Oh, no, that happened.
No, he definitely did. It was fucking
happened.
brilliant.
Oh my God.
I don't recall ever, because I'm not one to turn on nepotism. I don't ever recall making a comment like my brother's the boss.
I didn't think that either, but Brian said something that you were
don't
like,
recall
you
doing
weren't
that.
getting up, and I was like, I'll fucking get him up right now.
Yeah. So Brian can go fuck himself. And
Well,
we all
he
know
turned
that
it-
Brian's a drug addict.
He
so-
turned into an Irvine PD, and then he quit. And now he's doing something else. I just got him on
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
probably because of the drugs.
Private Eye.
He was good. He worked at Disney. He was Prince Charming.
Oh my. What's that mean? Like
he was a face
that?
character.
I'm joking about the drugs.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
God damn it, man.
Matt knows a lot of people.
I'm doing the wrong thing.
No, you're not doing the
my
wrong-
new goal in life is, Matt? I want to do the Jungle Cruise. I want to
I
be
heard
the guy
about this.
giving it. Oh my God, that's amazing.
They make like $14 an hour, but it's
I
up to you,
don't
dude.
care,
Whatever you
dude.
want.
That's amazing.
What if we just did this? What if I built a jungle cruise in our studio in Orange County, and you just could stand there and talk about hippos
all I
and
need.
shit?
Be
That's
amazing
all
with
that I need.
if every time you guys went to show the studio to a new client, you were like, "You want to take the tour?" And Tim just boats up.
He's got his little safari hat on.
Jungle Cruise?
and it's just like complete with shitty puns as well.
That's
you
so
know?
good, yeah.
good,
And then
so
we
good.
could just have like water shooting at you, and
Yes.
that's so good.
An animatronic elephant.
So when
That's
I
not
asked
what
you
elephant
for the
talks.
definitive Matt story, what do you have?
He's got a million of them.
Oh,
But I said definitive.
Oh, that's true.
I got a lot of Matt stories, mostly because Matt, you know, obviously being the bigger older brother, was always the one getting into shit.
Trouble, a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble.
I never got arrested though.
No,
I came close.
thank God. You
A couple
did.
times. Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen you actually
Slip out of the
physically.
cuffs?
DUIs.
Matt was the
Yeah,
first
really?
person.
Don't
yeah.
drink and drive, kids. That's stupid.
No, don't. But
You
if
didn't
you
get a
do,
DUI. You never got a DUI.
You got to be a great actor. I never got a DUI, but I got out of like 3 of them.
Okay, just don't be done for safety reasons. Don't get a DUI.
Well, the car
Don't
accident
get
I
a
got into got me out because I was too broken to.
You're too
and
bloody to
It
be
was
breathalyzed.
a young cop, and he felt bad.
So Matt, you know, we grew up in a place called Riverside, which is not the cultural mecca of the United States by any stretch of the imagination. And Matt particularly went to his undergrad in San Bernardino, which
At
was
the time was the murder capital of the United
probably
States.
still is for all
You
we
clean
know.
that up.
I did. I put on a costume and I went out at night.
He did, except he served food in that costume. That's a true story.
Oh, I forgot I worked at that restaurant.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
What
So-
restaurant?
I worked at a Bobby McGee's. It was where the
It's a
the
themed
waiters
restaurant.
were costumed, and my character's name was Great Scott. And I wore like this stupid it was like a tuxedo shirt, a kilt, and I would walk up to the table and say, "Oh, ladies, how you doing? Are you doing okay? All right, well, so we have a dinner salad and steak Diana's are." And I would just go into this whole thing with my little brogue, and people would be like, "Hey, Great Scott, how you doing?" And I go, "Oh, I'm doing great." And that would all 5 hours a night. That's
Did you
all I
clean
did.
up in
So-
tips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also played guitar, so we had like all these custom songs that we did. So it was weird because I didn't have bagpipe. People were like, "Oh, you want to see your bagpipe?" And I would like, what does this mean?
I don't know what that
Move
means.
your mic.
Oh,
Move your mic.
oh, when you
The other
move,
way.
when you move,
Do you want me to do like what?
No, just.
Why don't we have these?
You got to
things,
practice
though?
mic face.
Can we not have those?
No, because then they get in the way of your face. You got to practice mic face where you swing with it,
Yeah.
like
You
it's stuck to your
swing it
mouth.
over to Nick.
Greg does a good job of it. No, my
I didn't know we could touch these,
Oh,
and
you do
I
whatever you want.
own
You do
these
whatever you
microphones. I need to, okay, I'm just gonna.
what I
hold it
like
back.
most.
Gate up.
How about this?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your arm's gonna get tired. Then you're gonna have a backache, and you're gonna complain about it later.
Those muscles. Those
Fucking Kevin is running this, so Kevin, thank you, Kevin.
I'm a little uncomfortable with your relationship with Kevin. I don't like it. I don't. As Tim once said to me when I first met Kevin, I said, I have to be honest. I've met Kevin for 5 minutes, and I absolutely like him way more than you. Tim's like, give it some time. Give it some time. You'll hate him eventually. And Tim was right. 100%.
It's just that this Scarpino's super mean to Kevin, and this Scarpino's super nice. It all
I was
balances
super
out.
nice to Kevin when I first met him too.
Here's the
We
thing.
all were.
Honestly, there's so much similarities between these motherfuckers. Like earlier, you were talking. I don't think you understand how much Kevin would just love to just go build things with you.
Yeah.
I know.
Like that's all he wants to
you
do
love
in
his
life.
world.
Do you know he's trying to build a bed frame right now, and it's not going well
You know
because
I
he's
love
got
it.
no motivation.
Maybe it's because he has sex every hour with his
Are
girlfriend.
you having a heart attack?
No,
What
he's
are you
trying to
do?
act like he's upset, but he's trying not to smile.
I feel like he's acting hard.
That was like
I don't know
you just gave
I
me the
don't like
Paul
it.
Walker look from Furious 5
Now, okay.
and Furious 4, 3,
What is he doing?
and 1 and 7.
always doing something.
Say mean things.
He's an asshole.
My favorite part about you serving food with a kilt was that eventually
Did you stop wearing underwear?
You stopped
'Cause
wearing
that's-
underwear.
I did.
and this was so let me back up. I don't know if I have one specific story about my brother, but I do remember this. There was a period in our life where a small film called Point Break came out. Followed which was as you know, Greg, a spiritual successor to the movie Roadhouse.
Yes, exactly. Same
So
vein.
very much same vein. I like to fantasize sometimes when I write fanfic online about
Dalton meeting.
about Dalton
Yeah.
becoming Bodhi. But my brother really liked Point Break to the point where,
He's
and
got
this was,
taste.
you're talking like late 90s, where the fashion in late 90s was a polo shirt, a puka shell necklace, and you probably had either a ponytail or the remnants of a ponytail, which my brother had. Now, he literally, and he would never say this, he probably will admit it now, but modeled his entire junior year in college to look and act like the Bodhisattva, Patrick Swayze, from Point Break.
Yeah.
Including the shaggy, he had like shaggy
Well, I was also
hair.
in a show that I needed long hair, so
Yeah.
fuck you.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Sure.
And there was also
Sure.
a guy
Yeah, that show
in my
lasted 4
fraternity that
years.
looked like.
That
him.
show lasted 4 years.
I'm just saying, we were all doing it.
As an outsider to this story, and I'm going to pull back the curtain for a second
Sure.
here. When we saw character art for upcoming episodes of
Yeah.
Kind of Funny the Animated Series, they showed me your brother, and I was like, that doesn't look anything like him. And you're like, no, this looks exactly like him. This looks exactly like the Matt I grew up with. Like, all right, you know better than me.
I didn't have that fat face, but I love that character. By the way,
But
it's pretty sweet.
it's kind of a combination of all the different
Life and
versions
art.
of Matt,
Okay.
right? You were actually very, very skinny in college, which
So
was
for
always
twice
very.
I was, yeah.
It was a double-edged sword for me because inevitably what it meant was you.
I go skinny, and back to fat. Yeah.
yeah, depending on the wife.
I was
Oh,
twice
Oh,
skinny.
Jesus Christ!
So what was always
I was
amazing was
actually
like
skinny
growing
with
up.
both wives. That's right.
Oh, you were. Growing up, I was fat. Matt was skinny,
He was fucking huge.
and Matt was a fucking.
He was so big you call it huge. Nick was huge.
I was a pretty big boy. I was pushing a deuce.
I just loved at Christmas when you would just like open that fucking the antipasta jar and you're like, I'm just so depressed, and you just fucking whack it before I get home. Just fucking pow that shit.
Oh yeah, I
You
had a
would just
lot.
eat
I used to.
and eat, and it was fucking magic.
I can put down a fucking plate of antipasta like you would not believe.
Have they seen the picture of you as the drum major?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
on, it's on
yeah.
the
Oh,
internet.
yeah.
That's very public.
What about
one of the things I had to
the
do was a
Hulk?
very cleansing thing.
Did you do the Hulk?
I haven't done the Hulk yet.
You showed the Hulk.
Did I show the
Did I
Hulk?
show the Hulk?
It's not on the internet, but we've.
Yeah.
we've
I don't
shown-
remember. What's the Hulk?
It's
The
where
picture of
he
him as
told
the
the story
Hulk?
where he fell asleep on a white couch and it was a green couch when he woke up in the
I have
morning.
not seen that photo.
I'll show
I
you.
have it on my. I have it
Matt's
on my
got
phone.
it on his phone.
I have my phone.
But so Matt used to. How do I put this delicately?
Just fucking say it, dude. We're here.
He,
You're among best friends. You don't have to. You
all
don't,
right.
It's a
it won't-
fucking light and a camera, man. Just say it.
Matt used to score a lot of vagina. if that's a way to put it.
That's a way to put it.
Slang
It's like it almost like the way you were coming, and I was expecting to be bad, and then you kind of bottomed the plane out, and then you just cut the engines.
I was gonna say slang tang, but I feel like that would have been really offensive to people.
Holy
That's
shit.
true.
Is that
So-
real? That's real.
Oh yeah, that's
that
real.
Slang tang.
So no, Matt. I mean, obviously you were very.
Oh my god.
You were very, charming, and you're good.
I was
looking,
funny
you're
and
good looking guy.
fat.
You had a man.
I got
You
in
did.
there for like a night.
And
It's
so
not a
he
big-
used to be in a fraternity. So I
I was
always
the
used to get
social
to
chair
party
of
with
my
Matt.
fraternity.
He
Nice.
was.
There you go.
So he'd throw the parties. So I would get to go sometimes to some of the gatherings or some of the parties, and he'd make me clean up afterward. But it's no big deal.
Not
'Cause I
my
got to
fraternity
go.
parties,
No,
though.
not the fraternity party. 'cause
No,
I
the
wasn't
regular
allowed
parties
to.
we threw at mom's house. Yeah.
Which
she
was
was
always
gone.
awesome because I got to see what it looked like to have sex, but I never actually got to have sex.
Did
like,
you?
I guess
You never saw me fucking anybody. Oh,
I
in
mean,
the spa.
there's
that one
sometimes
time.
in the spa
Yeah.
where I'd be like, "Are you having sex in the spa right next to me right now?"
Yeah, it was.
And you would like,
What
yes.
spa?
My parents have a spa. It's not. A big, we don't have
Oh,
to
okay.
dwell
No,
on
that
it.
makes
It's not a big deal.
I wasn't. I don't need to. I thought
It
you
was
were
just.
like
It was just. He's just talking about the one time I had an ex. It's. Yeah.
you had sex in the spot. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no, but there were like 3 or 4 other people in the spa at the same time.
It's not a
awesome.
very big spot.
Good job.
It's not a very big spot.
So I
And
was
then
like,
afterwards,
something-
all my friends were like, "Yeah, we knew you were doing that." Nick's like, "I had no idea," because he was fucking young. He didn't know.
I didn't know. So I learned a lot just watching the master
She sat
work.
on my lap. That's what she did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
can
I mean-
imagine. What else would you?
I would
you're
have
not banging her from behind in the
I would have
spot,
figured
no
it
one
out if
knows.
there was some nasty mish happening right in front
No,
of
but
me.
the time that we knew that we had the same penis is because one of your ex-girlfriends said, "Let me see them both," in the spa. Everything happened in the spa. Really? Remember that night when you were like when you?
Oh, I do remember that
pissed
night.
you off because
I
she
do
was
remember
like
that night 'cause she was. I think she was topless.
she was topless
Yeah.
and she and you were like, "My brother's here," and I was like, "I,
joked
have no
about it.
problem with this."
This
and
is when
you,
cool girl. Don't mention any names. Very cool girl.
I know not to say names.
I just let you know.
Christine.
She's
No,
still
it's not
alive.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
I understand.
It's a joke. Sorry.
Yeah, I think there was one time when my
got
brother,
it.
and by the way, this has not stopped yet. Like last night, my brother and my wife hung out, and he gave her a real long hug. Long hug.
I was gonna say. I thought your wife said, "Let me see your penis."
No, Greg, my wife couldn't care less about my penis, let alone my brother's penis.
Yeah, but this is you know.
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
ridiculous.
Anyway,
That's
so
not
yeah,
true at
so
all.
that happened.
Thank
So we do have the same penis. It turns out that works.
Well, no, hold on. Step back a bit.
She confirmed it. It's
Yeah.
not like we pulled him out and like looked at him together. She looked at
Yes,
his.
we
and
did.
had
What
obviously
did she
seen
say?
mine.
She
Wait,
said,
whoa! Matt's got a different interpretation.
Yes,
of the
we
story.
did.
I don't remember that.
Not like fucking. Hey Goose, what's up? Like we weren't like inverted. It wasn't like we were like cock next to each other. But
Right.
there was a moment.
We weren't playing fucking lightsabers or
We weren't playing tummy sticks.
Kylo versus Rey.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me.
Okay, we're going to see it tomorrow.
We're going
If anyone
tomorrow.
Wants to come?
"Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna see it in 3D.
You gonna come with us?
Wait, what?
Not seeing in 3D.
No, we are not gonna see it in 3D. Because who the fuck sees Star Wars in 3D? Continue, Nick.
No, my
you.
recollection of that particular night was that we were all drunk having fun, and you decided to show her as you were like, "I'll show it," and she was jokingly was like, "Sure, I'll look at it." And of
And
course,
there it was.
the second anyone gives my brother the green light to see his penis, I mean, if you ever meet him, stop him, ask him.
That's
He'll
not
show
gonna
you.
happen at Kinda Funny
He will
Live,
show
too.
you. You can
No.
walk up to Kevin and kiss
I'm
him right on the
working.
mouth. Kevin will be fine with that.
What?
Are you not okay with that? Where did we land on the whole?
He doesn't want to be.
people
He
can kiss
doesn't
you on
want to
the
be
mouth?
Herb Coelho.
True.
Fair enough. So that happened, and she was like, "You guys have the same penis. That's your penis." And I was
That's
like,
it.
"That's crazy.
That's how it worked.
I did not know that."
All right.
So technically, if Nick went into porn, I could be his stunt dick,
You could be my stock.
or,
really
or
good.
vice versa. You could be my fluffer because it's the same size. I find it very very
I often
efficient.
think about my brother's dick.
Yeah, you might have the same dick.
I
guys actually
I haven't
look
seen
alike.
it. I
As you
haven't
get
seen
older.
it since I was little.
Really?
Like really little.
When you get home, ask
the
him.
last time I saw my brother's dick, I also saw Kevin's dick. So like that was when we were in a bathtub,
What's
the three
Kevin?
of us together.
Don't describe it in detail, but give me a broad stroke
Teeth.
on what Kevin's dick looks like.
I
Here,
mean,
get a pen,
I don't
get a
know.
pen.
What's it compare
It
most
is
to?
Draw the cock.
uncircumcised,
Can
so
you
it's
draw it?
weird.
Gotten a lot darker.
Has it gotten a lot darker?
That happens. That happens though.
Yeah. No,
Your ears keep growing, your nose keeps growing, and that gets darker. Yep, I read that.
You did not read.
I did not read that at all.
You did not
No,
fucking
I
read
did
that.
not. But it made sense. It made
So
sense
is that
what
the
you
best
said.
story that encapsulates your brother?
No, I'm trying to think of a better. I'm trying to think of the best story that I
What's
can
the
think. I
fucking
mean,
best story.
no, there was just a lot of like we used to throw parties at my folks' house when they'd go out of town. So they were like they'd go out of town to Vegas or on a cruise or some shit like that, and we would immediately throw a raging party, and it was always a blast. And Matt there was a time where he hated me, and then right around the time when I became 14, 15, he was like, "Oh wait, he's a capable human being.
I want to talk about. I want to talk
can
about brother
mold you.
relationships in my topic. So
Okay.
don't go too
I'm
much
not gonna
into
go
that
too far
part
into
of
that.
it.
But so there was a time when we used to party together, and I would clean up after him. But it was always fascinating because there was some new girl would come over, and inevitably, like it was just one of those instances where you're like, I don't know what's happening here, but this girl is paying a ridiculous amount of attention to Matt, and then they would just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would come out like an hour later, just in like cut off sweat shorts that he used to have from like freshman year of like junior varsity football, and he would just do the thing you do where like, because we had this, my parents had this over hanging balcony that we all used to smoke on because I thought it was cool, and I started smoking at like 14, and he would come out and he would just, you know, stretch his arms up to the top of the balcony and kind of stretch forward with his like perfectly hairless belly. And he would just be like, "What's up, guys?"
Shaved.
And I'm like, "Did you just have sex?" And he's like, "Yes, Nick. I did in fact have sex."
Okay.
And I would be so impressed, but I was also terrified.
Can we?
I was like, "Am I gonna have to have sex?"
Can we stop right there?
'Cause I don't have to have sex.
Are
It's
you
scary.
talking about when I was in college or high school?
That was high school.
Okay, I did not.
But maybe that was college.
It has to be college because I didn't have sex until I was in college.
You had sex senior year of high school.
Yeah, maybe the end of senior year.
You did.
Okay. All right. Wait.
And then she
Yeah.
turned lesbian afterward.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
No, but that was like 2 guys after me. That
I don't
wasn't
think
me.
she turned lesbian. I think she was lesbian.
discovered-
all along.
No, no, no,
She
no,
discovered
it was-
She
no, it
discovered
was a lotion I was using.
After
It was-
being caressed
was
by a
absolutely-
Scarpino,
She's
she
like,
went
you
the
know
other
what?
way with it.
I've been
Yeah.
on the fence, but
It's like,
I'm getting
this
off
was
the
scored
fence.
for me. I don't need this or Taco Bell anymore. This is both of those are bad for me.
She's the fuck out. No, she's actually doing really well right now. No, but that was as we all know, it's not a choice. You're
No,
fine
she-
that way.
I'm joking about it.
She was already that way.
Yeah, you
And
just
not
you were
having
the,
sex with me, although we had a spiritual connection. I felt. I mean, not at all. And
No,
this
you
is there was
literally-
like, so
you
there was
literally
the
left-
one.
You left me in the car one time to go have sex with her, and like you were delivering a pizza, and you came back out. You're like, "Okay, we're good to go." And I'm like, "Dude, it's been like half hour. I could have suffocated in here. He didn't crack the window
Oh
for me
my
at all."
God.
I don't
It
even
was
know.
none of
That
that
sounds
shit.
like
I
me,
know
but I
that
don't
the
remember
age,
that at
the
all.
age difference isn't that
Doesn't
bad, but
make
I
me
like
at
to
all.
imagine like a 7-year-old Nick in a car seat kicking his legs, waiting for Matt to come back.
My 12-year-old brother
Fucking
Matt banging someone out.
I said I know it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
Yeah,
any
until I
sense.
was like delivering the paper. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, you
Oh,
had
yeah.
to
Give me
drop
a
off a
little bit.
package.
I know, yeah.
You're like the
Makes
FedEx
sense.
man.
Yeah.
Sausage pizza.
Yeah, so you're right. There were a little bit, but we did more like right out in college, like my freshman and sophomore year is when we still
all
threw
started
those
happening.
parties, but we were still kind of dialed in, and then
Yeah. I think to answer the question, and this is not going to be a racy story at all, but I think the best story I have is when we threw, I think it was around the summer that Mario Kart came out. And we threw on the NC. My parents went out of town for like a week, and it was the fucking hottest balls hot summer you can even imagine. You guys have been to LA, but Riverside's even hotter and it's even drier, and you want to kill yourself if you're outdoors during the summertime. So we were like, well, how do we figure out, because we don't want to be outside, but we do want to be in the pool.
Yep.
So we either want to be in the air-conditioned house, which
Or
my mom
in
was
the pool.
pissed about because the bill was like $1,000 when she came back.
Awesome.
But that's what you
I
get for going out of
authorized
town,
it.
Mom. My bad.
Time out,
authorized it.
real quick, and this is something we can talk about here. Yeah, this is something. You keep talking about your mom going somewhere, your mom's house. Your mom and dad were together,
Yeah,
right?
still
Was your
together.
mom just like
they
the,
went.
No,
so
my dad
the-
didn't care about it.
No.
Gotcha,
This is
thank
what
you.
happened. This is what happened. So is this right, Kevin? Do I just thank you?
Yeah.
nailing it?
So it'd be better if these were on Lazy Susans. I'm just for future. So every Christmas they would go to Vegas for a week after Christmas, and every Christmas after Vegas we would say, "No, we're not going to do anything." And then the next day it was like, like ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
like,
we throw a fucking party that night. I'd be like,
fucking
when
huge.
are you leaving? I got people coming over.
yeah,
Where do you
yeah. It
go?
was like So that's what he's referring to. Okay,
So this was one summer when my parents decided, I think they went to New Orleans or something like that.
Oh.
And they were gone for
Yeah,
an
they were
entire
gone for a long
week.
time.
And they were like,
New
hey,
Orleans.
can you guys watch? I think I was still living there, but I think, no, you were too. So we were both still living there.
I went back and forth a couple times.
Yeah. And
by choice.
we
do what you
threw
gotta do, man.
a party
Well, I
that
was more like your mom. If I was your parents, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. At 18.
No, and they even
you
said
guys are
that.
horrible children.
Yeah.
yeah, we were pretty bad.
No.
But we threw a party that was so long that we literally had to take breaks. And part of those breaks were trying to figure out how to stay like warm and still get sun and still drink booze, but not be outside. So what we discovered, and this was a genius, was that one thing is that we could put the cooler in the pool, which was smart.
Oh, wow,
But then
yeah.
we went even further and we put the lounge chairs in the pool as well, so that we could just sit in the shallow end and open up beers there. And then we would have one person that was the designated person that would run back and forth if we needed refills or if you had, if you had to get anything out of the house. And when you opened up the door to the house, it was Arctic
65
cold.
degrees.
Yeah. And then that was where Mario Kart was happening.
We did fucking play a lot. I forgot about
So
that.
all of my friends were in there, and then we would
that
just be
was
back and
super
forth.
fun.
And there was like a 20-person, maybe 30-person party. It was never like a rager, but
Started-
it
it was a
must have
day.
been at least 50 or 60 people throughout the course of the week because people were like, yeah, we're gonna fucking rage the Scarpino party, and then 2 days later, like, I got shit to do, I gotta go, I got a job I gotta go to.
Time's
Well,
lost
we'll
all
be here for a
meaning.
week. Yeah, be here for a week. We'd had people ferrying like packs of cigarettes because we just didn't want to leave. You know, this was before you could like Postmate something and have someone bring you Taco Bell. So we'd have people as they were coming like, whoa, what are you doing? You got to bring me some fucking
We need
smokes
some
right now,
cigarettes.
and we need some Del Taco
Ice
ASAP.
and Del Taco
ice.
or Alberto's.
And oh man, I got so charred that summer, but it was so fun. And that's basically my Matt Scarpino story, which is always like we never did anything crazy irresponsible, but it was always the kind of party that we wanted to be at. You know, just because
He just said he had like 3 DUIs, so I don't know if we should say he never did anything crazy.
No, I did not get those DUIs.
God damn it,
That's
man.
not how podcasts work.
No, he's saying he's never convicted.
I was never convicted of the DUIs.
Oh.
Yeah, but you had your time partying. You had your time
He
partying.
did the wink. He's got the wink.
I mean, the problem is, that's just a problem in general with Southern California is that you just have to fucking drive everywhere. So like inevitably,
We've talked about this. I've talked about the 2 times
bad
I drove
news.
drunk and how much I regret it.
Right.
Now, don't do that.
Matt
Yeah,
definitely regrets it.
didn't you fry a
Don't do
CD of some sort because you
I
let some
did, yeah.
bitch smoke in your car?
This girl kicked out her
I
cigarette,
heard
went
that.
back in my Dynamite Hack CD, gave its life to make sure my car did not burn down.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Super surreal to hear you say that in person after I just listened to it and
Yeah.
banked on my car. This
Also,
is super cool,
surreal
by the
that
way.
you-
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying
That
it.
I'm just like totally like in the cone of silence.
There you go. Yeah,
in
no one
this-
will ever hear what
in
you
this
say
car.
here.
Yeah,
Can't
no, I
be
love it. I
convicted.
love it. I mean, I feel like let me just tell you how I cheat on my taxes. Here, this is great. Let's move forward.
I'm gonna ask. I'm
That
gonna
was
do a
a lie.
note check real quick. Kevin, do we have anything that we feel we have to cut out
No,
of the
this
show
has been
at this
good. You
point?
guys have been good.
No, I mean I put down some things that if you bring up later.
Oh, like he always does, where he always has that little cowardly thing at the end of the show. But here's what he goes. Usually what Nick does when a show ends, we're done, we all stand up and he goes, should I cut out that thing? And I go, oh, you mean X? And you're like, yeah, I have nothing on the docket right now.
Good.
I just want to keep reiterating DUIs are bad and don't do it.
Yeah.
We grew up in a different time. You have apps on your phone. Don't fuck around. Not that I'm saying it was okay when we did it.
No, it wasn't okay for me either.
Yeah.
I was like young and stupid. And
Exactly. Young and stupid. Don't be like
the
us.
other thing is like I was actually I got stopped twice. Well, okay, I got in
You
a
got
car
stopped a
accident.
lot.
No, I didn't. I got in a car accident. That was not a DUI, but I did. I worked a long week and I went to a party, a fraternity party, and I could only spend like an hour and a half there. So I drank some stuff and then I was like, fuck, I got to go. And in your typical life, you have a drink or two and then you're like, cool. But what happened was by the time I got almost to my parents' house,
It's just like a 40-minute drive. From the
I
party.
did like an hour drive in the middle of the night, and I get to this light, no one's around, and my stereo was on. I was smoking a cigarette, windows down, and I fell asleep. And the car kept moving forward for about
shit.
like half a mile. I drove straight down this hill,
Downhill.
and as the hill curved to the left, my car kept going straight, and I hit a palm tree.
Now, palm trees don't move.
Yeah, I almost died.
Big.
Really?
That
trees.
story got horrifying
Yeah.
real fast.
So we
No,
get a
that's why
call.
you don't want to drink and drive or
Yeah.
even be tired and have one drink because I had worked my ass off. We had a tech week,
Yeah.
which in theater means you're working 16, 18-hour days. And then, we had the fraternity party on Friday night. I get in the car. I drive home, brand new EX coupe with the fin and leather and all this shit. And
As you do.
I fucking hit that tree at 50 miles an hour.
Jesus.
And
Yeah, it was bad. That car was totaled.
Were you in a seatbelt?
I was. That's why I broke this clavicle, snapped. But I didn't. See, this is the thing. They don't tell you this when you get in a car accident that you're gonna, unless you're in a head-on, like the airbag deployed, everything happened that was supposed to. The engine blew, the mounts blew, fell. My gear, like the knob, got sucked into the car. The wind, like the car wrapped itself around the palm tree. And I remember, first of all, the music was loud, dust. And I was like, holy shit, I'm alive. That's amazing. But the door wouldn't open, so I had to climb out the passenger seat. And immediately, I light a cigarette. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't. And I look around and no one's there. So I'm like, okay, great. So this guy pulls up and he goes, dude, are you okay? And I go, I think so. He goes, I'll give you a tow truck. And I'm like, yes, that seems logical. And at the time I was in shock. So I didn't realize what was happening to my body. I just thought, hey, I just survived. That's cool. Turned off my radio, as you do when your car's parked. And so these two people that were on their patio, it was next to a golf course. So they were on their patio, probably doing it. And they
I like
ran,
to believe they were doing it.
they ran down with their like cordless like house phone and called 911. And so the guy's like, are you okay? And he like looked at me and I go, yeah, man, I'm just really hot. I'm sweating. And he goes, "Ugh." And I was like, what's wrong? Oh, and it's my hands were covered in blood because I broke my nose and I cut my face. Like the airbag seems like did something to my face and my teeth. I like, you know how when you eat
you
an
had
egg,
you had like burns on your face.
yeah, you
from
have
the
burns on
airbag.
your face. They don't tell you about. And then
Dust
you
in
know
the
how like
airbag.
when you eat an egg shell, and you go, "Ooh, I just ate a shot." That's because my teeth ground down. So I had that. I was spitting out teeth, and I was wearing shorts, so like my knees were swollen from hitting. I bent the steering wheel because I'm big. So I get out, and I was like, oh, "Shit, I got towels in my trunk." So I go around the corner, I put the key in the thing, I turn it, and with my left arm, I just did like this, and I raised the truck, and the bones that had snapped went like that. And then I was a pussy. Then I was like, "Oh my god, it's so painful."
What
and
the fuck is
but in my
911?
mind, because it's like rolling, and in my mind, because I was still drunk, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Let's think about this. I'm letting it stick around. I go, well, in Lethal Weapon, he just hits his shoulder.
Oh no, Matt!
And throws it back in.
No, Matt, please no.
And I was like, maybe I should do that. But then I'm like, but if it's not dislocated, I could fucking die. All right, I'm not gonna. But I remember thinking maybe I could just pop it in and get out of this. Like I was just trying to get out of it.
Right.
But at that point, the guy's like, your knees are swollen. You might want to sit down. You're bleeding. Whatever. I destroyed the car. It was like 4 months of whatever. I still get headaches because of this, and that was 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Now,
So that was the first time. That was the last time actually. One of the other times I just got pulled over. I'd been to a party all day drinking at the pool, and I slipped and I hurt my ankle. So when I got out, I was like limping, and he's like, "I know you've been drinking." He put me on the line. I was like, "Look, I live right there." I fell, but technically he could have given me a breathalyzer, and it probably would have blown a level. That would have fucked me. But other than that, we don't do that anymore. I Uber. I sit at home because I'm 40 and I have a house that I pay a mortgage. I have really expensive bourbon and some other things, and I'm good to go. Like I don't need to, I don't need to drink and drive. It's expensive. I love those things that say you just blew $10,000, and I'm like, no, you blew a lot more than 10 grand. That's just the upfront fee. But anyway, so that's disclaimer's done. I don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore.
Now, I'll tell you a couple things about this story. I know we got to move on because we're getting along the tooth on this topic.
Who the
This
fuck
is
cares?
amazing.
We can have no
We at least
topics.
proved that he's your older brother by referencing Lethal Weapon in his dire times of need.
That's
No, it really
well,
popped into my head.
There
It
was
really
a bit.
popped
There was a
into my
time
head.
when Lethal Weapon 1 and 2 were like the grail to us. We fucking love those.
We watched
films.
that movie daily. And sometimes my mom was like, "You are not watching it again," and we were like, "Blasphemy, woman!" And we'd watch it again.
We watched that shit again.
Fucking
Again at
and
18,
again.
get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah,
Nah,
no.
you're not
So I
gonna
mean,
do that.
so
You're
there's
not
a
gonna
couple
say that.
reasons why this story that my brother just regaled you with totally fucked me. One was that was a brand new car that he wrecked.
Fucking yeah.
It was a brand new fucking Civic that for some crazy reason my parents decided to buy my brother.
No shit.
I was a senior and I was doing well.
Yeah, real well.
Yeah,
Real well.
I was awesome.
Might as well throw that out the window.
They did.
So when it comes time for Nick to get a car, I get a budget of $2,500, and the best I can find is a 4-speed Honda Civic hatchback.
It was sky
that's
blue,
powder blue.
It's so cute.
We called
he was
it-
a little
we called
fat
it
kid
sporty.
in a little fat car.
Now
and it
I was
just like,
so
he'd
fat,
just drive up,
and this car was so underpowered that it couldn't make it up one of the bigger hills in Riverside that I had to get home. So I'd have to circumvent that by taking slightly less steep hills, so I could actually make it up. And if I had someone in the car, it was the most embarrassing thing. Because it would be like, there'd be like an old lady with a walker that would be walking faster than you up this hill, and I'd be like, God damn it, this is the worst. And I could have had that Civic. They could have handed it down to me.
Did you crash that blue sky blue?
I did
into
crash that sky
into
blue
the back
Civic.
of a school bus.
No, it wasn't a school bus. It was a
Didn't you
pickup
hit
truck.
it? But you hit a school bus.
I think they hit a school bus.
Oh, the truck hit the school bus. Stu and I were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
And he has way more detail because I wasn't there. All I got was Mom said, "Your fucking brother hit a goddamn school bus. I gotta go." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So you
And
gotta
then
love
she
Mom,
came
by
back
the way,
with
because
that.
I was on both sides of those calls. I was on the side of the call where you got.
No, you were in bed.
I was in bed. She downplayed it to the point where I was like, "Great, Matt wrecked his car." I didn't realize you were on death's fucking door.
It was me and a woman that had just died in the ER. That's freaky too.
Yeah, that's a little freaky. So my mom, God bless her, is the perfect Italian mother in that she's able to quickly turn any situation to a massive affront toward her.
Oh, it's
And
her
so
fault. Yeah,
when
she's
I
got
called to say, "Hey, I got in a car accident," the first words out of my mom's mouth, and I think what she meant by this was, "I'm glad you're okay," and clearly from your voice you're okay.
Sure.
But what came out of her mouth was, "How could you do this to me?"
Yeah.
How could
That's
of
like a
all
common
the
phrase.
mornings,
That's a
this
common-
Monday
yep.
morning when I have nothing to do, you've chosen to get into a car accident, and now I have to. And she said the same thing. Like, your fucking brother got into a car accident. He was probably fucking drunk. And I was like, "Well, is he okay?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I'm going back to bed." And then I realized about a year later, I'm like, I can't get a car now because this motherfucker, because he wrapped that shit around the
And then you said, fuck you, mom and dad. I'm moving to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I'll
Serves
never
them
call
right.
you again.
And
Fuck
I started
them.
a YouTube channel. I fucking
Yeah.
see my parents all the time.
No, you don't.
I see mom and dad all the time. I'm not mama's boy like you are going over there to fucking drop my dogs off so she can take care of it.
Are you
Look, I
fucking
got these
kidding?
dogs for you
Are
to
you
take
fucking
care of.
kidding me right now? I'm just trying to make up the difference, brah. Mr. Licking my beard.
You just want to fucking beard.
I cannot grow a beard. I look like
can't.
fucking
How
some
did
kind
we
of
get-
Italian Santa Claus.
How did we get the you and I literally got opposite besides the penis,
fucking
which we've already
jacked.
established is the
It's the
exact same
same.
penis. You and I got opposite ends of the gene pool. You're taller than me. You got better skin. You had like you have blonde hair growing up, and you don't grow hair anywhere else. You grow it
That's
like
incorrect.
a little bit on
currently.
your back, a lot on your balls. Well, probably not anymore.
No, yeah, but it's
Still
like
got a lot down there?
stringy.
And you don't even have
Karen
ass
nared
hair.
me before I came up, so
Yeah.
I'm ready to swim.
Yeah,
I'm
then
ready
you-
to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's always fascinating. I got kind of like what's left over from the genes on that one. And you were always
Dude.
way more motivated than I was.
Yeah, but that's because I was motivated, but I didn't want to use science to save my hair
oh, you mean the pills that I take?
or any of the shit that's online. Yeah, I
could
watched
have.
the video.
You could have.
Pretty good. No, I could not have because I don't care.
You
I
look
used
good.
to use some stuff and then it whatever. Well, no, because when I met my wife 8 years ago, she was like, she was trying to explain. I learned this later, but she explained me to her mother and said, he's very funny and he listens. And of course, you know, that happens at the beginning of every relationship.
Yeah, you always
and now
listen.
I'm an asshole, but we're working it out. And she would say, I said, so what did you say to your mom? And she said, well, I think he looks like Ed Harris. And I went, okay, stop right there. Ed Harris from The Abyss, Ed Harris, or Ed Harris from Pollock? Because two different Ed Harris. I want to be Ed Harris from The Abyss.
To be fair, any Ed Harris is a good Ed Harris.
Yeah, but Ed Harris from Pollock is like,
well, he was playing Jackson Pollock.
I
for
know
Christ's sake.
he's
It was like
Chunky
the
Monkey. Yeah, but when you
crazy
say
artist.
when you say does Tim look like Vanilla Ice or like
Or Macklemore.
or Mac, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to give them. Like you know, she said no. Ed Harris from The Abyss, and I went, great, that's awesome.
I can live with
Yeah,
that.
I'll
I
take
can
right?
take
That's
that.
a great.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
you can
great
take
because
that.
he was badass in that
Yeah.
movie and
Yeah,
looked good.
all I want, and because my
Bald.
hair is going still, slowly but surely. The Propecia that I'm taking, the pills that I take, or I take a generic version of that. Ask your doctor.
Side
Those-
effects include poster tube throwing rage.
yeah. But that stuff does not. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop it. It just slows it down a little bit. So
Maybe
eventually,
you could just do the shaved head with that beard.
well, I'm going to. But I just
Max
want
Payne.
people. If you get Ed Harris, I just really want someone to be like, you know, the next girl that I date after my wife. I want her to be able to refer to her, or refer to me, to her parents as he kind of looks a little like Bruce Willis from Die Hard. I'd be okay with that.
no one knows who Bruce Willis is anymore from Die
From
Hard.
Die Hard?
Not the kids I hang out with. Their young kids are like, who?
Oh, from Expendables, you mean?
Yeah,
I
but
know.
nobody cares.
I know,
Red.
I know.
Die Hard is not a thing anymore.
It is a
It's
thing.
It's still a
dumb.
thing.
Is it
It's
still a
not
thing?
a thing. It's definitely
still making
not.
them.
Is it?
Every Christmas, everybody tweets about it.
Yeah. Okay. I bet you that the majority of people tweeting about it haven't seen it.
Oh, I know.
Doesn't matter. I
I'd
still
say
know about it.
majority.
No.
I don't even know
But,
if they
okay,
do.
the majority of people tweeting about everything haven't seen anything
True.
they're tweeting
Great
about.
point.
That's very true.
Great
Because
point.
I know, because I tweet a lot. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about most of the time.
We'll split over
Actually,
here.
I have a hoodie that I took those little drawstrings out
Just
of.
a heads
Yeah.
up, we are rolling
Exactly.
right now.
Have you ever actually picked up poop by accident with your like hand, like
No.
the bag?
God no.
You
Oh,
got
the
it
bag
in
like
your
broke or
nails?
whatever. No.
Yeah, I did that once.
No,
I've wiped my ass and had the toilet.
I had
paper
to
break,
actually,
and you
like-
touch your butthole and you get.
I had to like grass it, like put it in the dirt, and then remember on the way back that
What have you done have you ever run out of bags when you're trying to pick up?
I walk away.
Really?
I'm that asshole.
It's happened to me once, and I'm such a fucking good Samaritan. I took out a dollar bill, picked it up, and threw it away. I was like, I cannot. You know how bad it is in San Francisco, all the shit, especially in my
No,
neighborhood.
yeah,
all the poop on the street. I couldn't be that guy. I couldn't be that
So
guy.
you used a
Very
dollar.
good of you.
Yeah.
My God, that one was worth the dollar.
No, I didn't. Which I usually do. That's what I wiped my own butt with at one time when I pooped outside of Mark Ryan's house.
receipt,
Yeah, yeah. It did not have any
I
like
love that
traction.
story every time you tell it.
Yeah.
Every time you tell it, don't.
Well, it's not the real show yet, Kevin.
I know, but I'm trying to get
You're getting him in the habit. All right.
Also, I'm going to use this as a blooper.
I figured as much. Yes, I know how you do it.
Can you hear me?
Kevin, can you hear me?
Very clearly.
Can you?
Yes. That was good. I like
Thank
that
you,
one.
boy. I love his laugh. It's so cute. Just want to squeeze him.
I know, just squeeze him until all the life's gone.
Okay, let me get this ready. I'm ready.